is Charm again, and welcome back to my channel where we talk about personal finance, entrepreneurship, and adulting how-tos. Today, we finally have a Ready2Wed video for you guys. I know I promised I'll be doing a wedding series, but we got engaged around 10 months ago and we're taking it slow because we have a longer engagement. We're slowly booking our suppliers, gathering our requirements, but there isn't really much to report about the wedding itself. But we did go to Manila recently to do our prenup shoot priorities and also check out some wedding suppliers for jet suit, for my gown, and stuff like that. I was going to talk about all the gowns that I fit and all the suppliers that we visited in Manila last month, but I feel like this video is going to be long, so I'm just going to focus on the prenup shoot itself. So if you guys want to organize your prenup shoot, then welcome to the video. I'll be breaking down how I booked the venues, how I organized all the outfits and the team, and how much we spent on everything. So yeah, if you guys are interested, then keep on watching. So tonight is the preparation for our prenup. We have our outfit one over there. I have some outfits also laid out over there. And we're gonna have our makeup artist come here tomorrow. I'm about to go down to pick up our videographer. My face is so oily na kasi it's already 11:45, but yeah, I'm excited to take you guys with me. I'll be breaking down all the costs of each item throughout the video. So yeah, let's start. So first is the planning stage. A little background on why we had our shoot in Manila. So if you're not familiar, we're from Cebu. It's because I already had a bachelorette party and Jet had a bachelor party. It was on the same weekend in Manila. And the photographer, our good friend, is also based in Manila. And we wanted to have the photo shoot in a place that's not as familiar as Cebu. So parang something new naman kasi we have a lot of pictures already around Cebu. I did not realize though, or I forgot to account that when we were gonna have it in Manila, everything is much more expensive. So let's do the venues first. The venues that we considered but we didn't go for, Las Casas in Quezon City. And it's a big place, there's a lot to shoot, but we didn't want to do everything in one place. Another place that I really wanted to do it in was in Palacio de Memoria, but you can't do a photo shoot there when you're not getting married there. Another venue that we considered was an Airbnb in Tagaytay, but they weren't currently renting out their place. And we also considered a restaurant in Makati. I think the name was Blackbird. Yeah, so those are the venues that we considered, but we didn't go for. So in our schedule, we did BGC in the morning, then have brunch and BGC with the team. And I know from my experience in working in photo shoots, kasi I used to style prenups and pre-debut, that noon light is really bad outdoors. Like, it casts a really harsh shadow kasi nasa taas yung sun. So, I decided to do a studio location. And then after, we were gonna do Intramuros. So, it was a really packed day. So, we really needed to be time conscious and all of that, right? So, my photographer told me that she needed at least 1 hour per location. So, we kind of worked it around that with allowance. First venue was BGC. That's where this photo is from. So, there are permits for two main places. One is for the Bonifacio High Street and the commercial or retail areas around that. And the second one was for the common spaces that includes the parks and common areas, streets, sidewalks of BGC. So, I actually didn't end up using the Bonifacio High Street or retail areas, but I still paid for that. So, that's 2,000 pesos per permit. If you're under 10 packs, it's actually very easy. Parang I did everything through email lang. I filled up some forms and paid through online. But if you're more than 10 people, you need to get the Taguig LGU permit or the Taguig Safe City Task Force. And I didn't go through that process, so I'm not sure how
easy or how hard it is, but they did provide all the instructions, all the Google docs that you need. I'll link everything down below. So if you're more than 10 people, they suggest to start processing the latest 2 weeks before your shoot, because the Taguig LGU clearance gets released like 7 working days, and for the BHS side, it takes around 3 to 4 days. But like I said, I did mine like a month before, and we still had some hiccups on the day. Hindi pa rin nila na-send yung clearance even though I paid like a week before the shoot. So I think they were just really busy at the time. And then on the day of the shoot, naka-outing pa silang lahat. Parang may team building sila. So they just had to call all the guards in the area to let them know na we are cleared and we're paid and we have the permit and all of that. So usually they would ask like the purpose of the shoot. They would actually ask for pegs, where you want to take photos, the proposed date and time of the shoot, how many people are going, what are the equipments that you'll be bringing. Medyo marami, but I had them all on hand already because I actually planned out my entire shoot in a slideshow already. So parang it was ready to go and send to people already. So if you want to take photos with art pieces, you have to get separate clearance for that. Total 4,000 pesos we spent on BGC. And then in BGC, I wanted to surprise him for the shoot. So we borrowed the Vespa of our friend Janina Manipol, and we just paid for gas, for meal of the driver, and for the driver of around like 2,000 pesos. So after the photo shoot in BGC, I'll insert some photos here of what we have. We then had brunch with the whole team. So we had brunch at Wildflower, and the reason why I wanted to do it in Wildflower was because, well, other than the fact that I always try to stop by every time I'm in Manila, I also had e-gift certificates because of my Citibank spending. So I have rewards from my Citibank. So if you guys want perks like this, then sign up to a Citibank credit card down below. We're going to a Boracay trip next week, and fully paid yung airfare, yung hotel, and even discounts on our airport transfers because of Citibank. So highly recommend talaga na credit card. Just make sure you're responsible. So anyway, our meal for like 6 people, a total of like 5,350. So I paid 5,000 in GC. So I only spent 350 pesos in cash. So that was definitely really helpful. Next location, we went to Artisano Studio, which is just in Makati. They have a makeup place, so I got to retouch there. So I got in touch with the owner, Charisse Pestaño. She was very accommodating. I got her number from their Instagram. I'll put their Instagram here. So their rate was at 1,323, inclusive of taxes na yan. And minimum nila is 3 hours. So I paid 3,969 pesos. And in the studio, it was mainly for photos. If you wanna do like all-out videos, they will charge extra because it does take like more lights and more setting up to do. I really like the place. It was very simple lang kasi we wanted like a simple backdrop, but they had a brick wall. They have that parang makeup place. They have props then, like chairs and stuff that you can use. And we stayed there for like 2 hours siguro, and it was so timing kasi umulan. It was kind of cloudy already in BGC, so in our photos there weren't really blue skies, but it didn't rain until we were in the studio na talaga. Like we were inside, parked already, and it was such a blessing. And when we finished in the studio, the rain also stopped. So, parang it was a good day for a photo shoot talaga. So, our last location was in Intramuros. It's so big, but they mainly allow photo shoots in 4 main areas. So, we didn't get to do all of that because we only had like 2 hours in Intramuros instead of the allocated 4 because my heels were so painful already. So, our photo shoot kind of got cut short. But anyway, first is you have to fill up a Google form. I will link it down below. Someone will email you and you have to pay 6,000 pesos. So the original price, I think pre-pandemic, was 2,000 pesos. So I kind of felt sad na parang nagmahal sila. But at the same time, parang it's okay. It's a preserved heritage site in the Philippines. So we only really got to shoot at 2 places. First was Casa Manila and the second was Plaza Moriones and maybe in front of Fort Santiago Gate also, but we didn't go in anymore kasi yun nga, masakit na talaga yung paa ko. Tis ganda kasi, di ba? So yeah, for all of those rates, those are applicable for non-commercial shoot, which prenup, pre-debut is. So unless you're using the location for like TVCs or movies or stuff like that, then I'm sure iba na yung rates. Okay, next, let's talk about my team. We have my really good friend, Ray Cabradilla from college. I was working with her when she was just starting out. I styled for her, modeled for her, carried props, and assisted her in shoots. So this was really full circle. I really enjoy working with her, and it's just so nostalgic that, you know, all those years ago we just used this as like a hobby. May camera group pa nga kami, and yeah, it was just really nice to work with a good friend. You're so comfortable. And then she works with a renowned company now, but even before she was with that company, she promised me already she'll do my prenup. So she gifted it to us for a really friendly and special rate that unfortunately, because this is her profession, I cannot disclose. And then for our videographer, it's another good friend of mine. He used to take all my travel photos, like summer. He used to call me his summer girlfriend. So I used to like be in front of his camera a lot. Well, to be fair, a lot of girls has been in front of his camera. But Dominicque Celeste, underscore Dominique on Instagram, he also just recently got married, and it's so exciting for us to be in this chapter in our life. This is another full circle type of moment, and he also gifted us for free his videography services. And since he's based in Cebu, I flew him to Manila and paid for all his meals. Our accommodation was free, so I spent around 3,000 pesos for that. So again, I used my city miles to pay for the airfare. So 3,000 pesos, really not bad. I guess the cost for today, you total that, photographer, videographer is not included. Next is hair and makeup artist. My cousin was supposed to do my hair and makeup, but she canceled last minute, and I had to look for someone else. I asked an Instagram friend, Ayin Bernos. She recommended Rica Salomon, and I've seen her on TikTok, so I was so excited to work with her. She also brought an assistant to do the hair, Merlet Bukatan. So I'll put all their Instagram on the screen and down below. Her original price for prenups usually is 15,000, and that's for 2 looks. But I told her that, I was honest with her that I didn't want to haggle and I couldn't afford her, like it was too steep for our budget, but she was glad to do 1 look instead for 7,000 pesos. So she didn't stay the whole shoot anymore. She didn't go to Intramuros anymore and all of that. So it's good also that I brought my own like pressed powder and extra lipstick and all of that in case I sweat, and I brought like a lot of hairpins and stuff like that. So that's also a tip for you, especially if you're doing DIY or if you're not letting the makeup artist stay the whole day. So next, let's talk about the outfits. So first thing that you have to do when it comes to the outfits is find a peg first, like theme, of course, Pinterest and all of that. And I'm sure all those people thinking of doing a prenup or photo shoot or getting married, you already have those. So I tried to source local designers and rent it from them, things that are already in our closet. So I just want to run through all our outfits. Our first outfit in BGC, so on me, is a corset and Filipiniana blazer by MFT Studio or Maria Faisal Tan, and Uniqlo skirt. So that ensemble came with pants, but I felt like it was like too empowered woman na yung peg, and I wanted it to be a little bit more feminine because it's a couple shoot. So I did a Uniqlo skirt that I borrowed from a friend, and so fab heels from Jet's mom, and then Shopee shades that I got from the Bachelorette in Boracay. On Jet is, you know, Uniqlo pants, Uniqlo shirt, his Gucci shoes, and Ray-Ban shades. So our outfit number 2 on me is the MFT Studio pants that came with a Filipiniana blazer, a Uniqlo heat tech or turtleneck that I borrowed from a friend, my Adidas Hughes white sneakers, and on Jet are Uniqlo pants, Uniqlo sweater, and Y3 white shoes. And our outfit number 3, on me, I was wearing a Yoko Sato dress, the same So Fab heels, and on Jet, he was wearing Uniqlo pants, Savile Row shirt, Armani Exchange blazer, and his Gucci shoes. So I spent 1,500 on the Yoko Sato dress and 1,500 on the MFT Studio ensemble. So I spent 3,000 pesos for my whole outfit. So for Jet, we did buy a few items, but they're things that he would buy anyway because they're all really basics and timeless pieces. Yeah, so we didn't really count that anymore. So in total, and we did not spend for the videographer and photographer, pero nandito yung gastos ko sa airfare and all of that. We spent 28,860.32 pesos. And considering, you know, we considered an Airbnb in Tagaytay that cost like 25,000 a night, or Las Casas, which was like 35,000. I think we did pretty well. I did not really account for the makeup sana. I think if I had more time, I could have found someone more in my budget or a little bit more affordable. Kasi dito sa Cebu, yung makeup namin is only like around 3,000 to 4,000 ata. But I understand Manila is different. So, yeah, that was just the only surprise expense ata that we had. But other than that, I was pretty happy with everything. I'll post some photos here if I haven't already. If you guys decide to do the venues that we did for our prenup, then feel free to let me know down below. And yeah, that's it. I'm going to do more Ready2Wed videos soon. I might do a roundup of all the gowns I did not choose. Not like I have chosen a gown already. I haven't. I no idea yet on a lot of our suppliers. I think so far we only booked the church, the venue, our coordinator, our host, our band, our photographer. Parang yun pa lang yung nabubook namin. So many things are still up in the air. I still don't have a gown. Jet still doesn't have a suit. But yeah, let me know if you have suggestions down below of like more affordable wedding suppliers, but also nice naman din, of course. Let me know down below in the comments what other Ready2Wed videos you want me to cover, if this video was helpful, and if you enjoyed this video. So I know that adulting is already hard. Getting married is a whole other level or ball game of adulting, and that's why I love sharing things like this in my channel. If you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and ring the notification bell so that you get notified every time I upload another video. This has been Charm, and I will see you on my next video.